Uh, I might have misread the theme for the night. Yeah, I thought it was family. Anyone in a family, and yeah, not reading the details. I got that from my mama. So here's a story that I do want to tell. It's about my dad and my grandpa. Yeah, I know, judges, you're gonna doctor school, fuck it. So I am a PK. Does anyone know what PK stands for? Anxious kid, yes, okay, yes. So some of you guys share the same trauma. Another name for it is poor kid. Because my dad was not a mega church pastor, so he tried to live by the book. And one of his favorite verses was Proverbs 13:24. Anyone know Proverbs 13:24? Okay, so no real Christians here. It is he who spares the rod hates his son, right? And he who loves his child disciplines him diligently. Definitely written by a sadist. So one time, I'm there, 8 years old, with my younger brother. Parents are not home, they're working 2 jobs. So I decided to make some wall art. With permanent marker, of course. My dad comes home and he goes, "What is this?" "Picasso." "Who did this?" And it wasn't the way that he asked that I answered, "Your other son." "Luke? He's just 2 years old." "I know, a prodigy, congratulations." He makes me get the bat. The one and only time I cursed at my dad was after that beating. I said, "Shiba." It's a Korean curse word. Korean curse words are just more cursy. And he goes, "What did you say?" It was meant for my ears, but I don't know how he heard it. "What did you say?" And he lost it. My mom is crying. I'm crying, of course. I say, "Stop, stop." He stops, but after some time, energy is spent and he leaves. One time he's doing a talk on Christian parenting, and he says, "I never beat my kids for spilling milk. Come on, kids, they're kids. Of course they're gonna have accidents." Now that part is true. He never beat us for spilling milk. On oranges, on the other hand, and wall art and other miscellaneous things. And it's like, but if that's your boast, like, that's not a flex. But then I learned that Grandpa beat him for spilling anything. So for him, like, not beating for spilling milk, that was progress. Yeah, you work through your generational trauma one less beating at a time. So by the time my kids get their own kids, they'll win the Nobel Peace Prize, I guess. So my grandpa, yes, he was a very violent man. He beat grandma, my dad, but I didn't know all that. He never beat me, you know. He couldn't catch me. And by the time he got to me, he was all, you know, wrinkled and tenderized, like time. And I only knew him as a cool dad. This is a story that I know of my grandpa. That yes, he was an alcoholic, and he did once beat my grandma when he found out that my grandpa was giving all of the hard-earned money to a dude named Pastor from a church. Then at 54, he gets struck dumb, and then he scribbles to grandma, "Bring the pastor," and the pastor and grandma pray for him, and they start singing hymn, and he starts joining them, and his mouth opens. Well, after that type of experience, of course you get your ass baptized. But then next year, he joins the seminary because my grandpa doesn't do anything half-assed. And then by 56, he's serving at a Korean village church. He goes to the church riding his bike. So cool. Like, imagine Keanu Reeves, except a little wrinklier, older, and on a scooter. You got him. So that's the grandpa I knew. But later I find out that he beat my dad so bad that at one time my dad plotted to kill him. And it was later that I find out my grandpa lived under the Japanese occupation, and that he was deputized by the Japanese occupiers to serve as a local cop. So every day he had to navigate the path between helping out his fellow Koreans, satisfying his Japanese captain, all while trying to keep his family alive. Basically, your mid-level manager stress. So, my dad, after that warlord beating, he comes back home, and then he says, come down to mom and me, and I'm still fuming and angry. And then he gets down on his knees, and he starts crying, and I'm freaking out. And he says, I'm sorry. I swore to myself that I would never beat you like your grandpa. I never beat my kids. I cursed at them. Words that I wish I could take back. My oldest, when he was about 6, I even grabbed hold of him. Not my proudest dad moment. My kids are teenagers now, and they talk about the strawberry jam incident. That's when I threw the strawberry jam in the kitchen, shattered everywhere, and I remember those young eyes full of fear and shock. Now they're teenagers, so they talk about it and laugh about it because of time. And also because that night, I gathered them, I got down on my knees, and I said to them, I am so sorry. I learned that from my dad.